graduation as well as the 56th graduation, which also marks our 16th congregation ceremony as an accredited university college. Prof. Chair, my investiture as the president of the university college came off on the 1st of March 2025, just this year, a month ago. And I'm particularly grateful to you and all members of council, both old and current, and indeed all dignitaries who were able to grace the occasion. I wish to say that the good Lord bless all of you for the confidence reposed in me to serve in this new capacity. I pray that He Himself will help me to deliver to your expectation. Amen.
Thank God for giving us Ghana Christian University College, because the school came with the aim of training ministers for the gospel. But with time, God Himself saw that He has to help us to expand our horizon. And so we moved from just the theological studies to other programs, to embrace other programs in the health sector, in the business sector, in the IT sector, right? And so we have programs covering all this. Now, you agree with me that having a certain kind of a program in mind, as a theological program, and then expanding it at any point in time to embrace other programs will definitely come with challenges. So we have challenges of infrastructure, right, need, because we need to expand our infrastructural base to accommodate all the programs that we are bringing in, right? Now, apart from infrastructure, we also need to bring in more qualified resource persons, right? Because GTech are standards, and the standards of our mentoring institutions require us to get a certain quality of lecturers, right? And so the quality of lecturers now come with financial responsibility, because as you enlarge your resource base, you need to have the resource in terms of money to take care of them. Then also, as we expand our programs, we need to make sure that we sell our programs, we advertise them in order to get the qualified students, right, that will come to be trained. And so these are the, let me say, 3 immediate ones that I can mention. I can tell you that there are many others. You come to our campus, it's a very serene environment, but we have other challenges, like we need to tar all our road network here. We need to provide pavement works, like for students. Sometimes when it rains, we have some kind of challenges, maybe getting across from one facility to another. And so all these are there. Therefore, we need people, sponsors, we need people that are ready to support us, we need people that are partner with us, ready to partner with us in order to deliver our services to the nation. Private institutions not getting enough, or let me say substantial support from the government, is something that is a concern to all private institutions, right? And therefore, we usually discuss them at our council meetings. For immediate support, we appreciate that if the government could help us with a bus, that would be very great for our students, because sometimes when they need to go for internship, they need to go to the lab, they need to visit other facilities, we rather get hired buses for them. So government helping us with a bus in order to help in that area would be very great. We also need an expansion in our library, right? The library was built to accommodate not more than 100 students. Right now we have grown, we have reached 1,000 and beyond. And so we need an expanded library facility. We also need an expanded computer lab facility, right? Because our computer lab was also built, right, with about 100 students in mind. But now we realize that the world, the global world, is going IT. You get a point. So information technology world. So a lot of students are expressing interest in that area, in that field. And therefore, it has come with some pressure on us to expand those facilities. So apart from these, any other facilities that government is helping other institutions with, sometimes building other hostels for them and things like that, are also facilities that we need. You see, the challenge is that because it is not a government school, you get a point, we need to increase our fees sometimes in order to accommodate these things in our budget. But if the government could come with some form of support and in the spirit of helping us to also reach out to help people build them up to serve the nation, right? If government understands this and sees the private institutions as partners in educating our own populace, these shouldn't be challenges. Whatever hand that the government stretches to meet the government-sponsored institutions should, at least, if not the same, right, maybe some percentage should also reach the private institutions. We are still pleading with government to understand this so that we can also be held. Because even after making sure that we incorporate a lot of other things into the fees of our students, we still are limited in the level to which we can increase fees, right? That makes financial burden a very huge challenge for us. So we are still pleading with the government to come.
Able to acquire skills. Doesn't matter where you start your internship. Dear graduating students, I have no doubt that you are equipped with the requisite academic knowledge to succeed. But I must also tell you this: no textbook can teach you the realities of the workplace, and no classroom lecture can fully prepare you for the challenges you will face in industry. Have the humility to learn and unlearn. Have the right attitude towards lifelong learning.
That's because the needs of customers are changing and the world of work is also changing. We should have academia work with industry to look at the curriculum. They must also have ready for work programs so that by the time the students are leaving school, they know how to get themselves into the workplace. It's a smoother transition for them. I think it's also important that industry and academia partner in projects. So these projects then become like training grounds for the students. And so by the time they are coming into the workplace, they have the basic skills that they need because the employers have expectations, and it is important that we prepare the students before they come. Otherwise, the learning curve is very, very steep. And that's why the theme for today's graduation ceremony was really a good one. Yeah.
What do you think in all of this, the role of government?
Well, government should support, but I think a lot of work has to be done between the team on the ground, which is the academia, and the industry. I think that's where the government should support them with policy frameworks that will allow some of these things to be accelerated.
What will be your advice to the graduating class and also the class that is matriculating today?
Well, for the class that's matriculating, I would say to them that they should take their internships, apprenticeships very seriously. This is your best way of learning how to get ready for work. So in every vacation, during their vacations, they should seek for internships. It doesn't have to be the big corporates. It can be a very small shop, but you will learn how to sell, you learn negotiating skills, you learn how to communicate, and all these prepare you for work. For the graduating students, my message to them has been that they shouldn't go into the workplace with any sense of entitlement because they have a certificate. I think it's important that they come into the workplace in humility, ready to learn and unlearn and to build new skills. If I had the opportunity to be advised, I would say start your own business. We should build capacity when the students are in school and about to leave school to know how to create jobs. There will never be enough to employ everyone, and government cannot employ everyone who is graduated, especially now that we have free SHS. We have many more getting educated, and we'll have fewer jobs. So it's either you are starting your own thing or we are training them in skills, because although we have many people graduating, we still have skills shortage. So it may be possible that we are not training them in the skills that the market requires. And so these two, I think, are important elements to look at. Well, it's catching up on us. I mean, people have been talking about AI, and it sounded like something that was distant. But if you go into many organizations, including Telecel, this is business as usual today. We have over 40 bots in our business that is doing work and doing it much faster than human beings. And so again, I make the point that yes, we must educate everybody to understand how powerful this AI tool is, but it is important that we embed it in the way we are running our businesses, and then we train people to use AI to do their stuff. So it's not going to replace them. If we retrain our employees, then they will be able to use the tool to go into analysis, etc., and how to make business decisions.
Feel so great, and I'm grateful to my supervisor, Dr. Kwachi Kuma, Madam Chaki, Mrs. Tete Chaki Chawe. I'm so grateful to my colleagues, my learning team, and my parents, to me. And I thank God. I'm just so overexcited. Yes, I work so hard for it. I'm so passionate about empowering communities and individuals to improve upon their health. And I'm also passionate about maternal health. So I'm going to look at maternal health, and I'm so concerned about malaria and typhoid during pregnancy or in pregnancy. So as time goes on, I'll work on it, and I pray that our labs at the hospitals have been equipped so that as we test pregnant women for malaria, we can also test them for typhoid, because typhoid and malaria have similar symptoms, and sometimes because our labs are not so much well equipped, we find it difficult to diagnose pregnant women. So I think going forward, if our health minister, the president, and research individuals can look into this, and then we can give or improve upon maternal health for pregnant women, that would be great. So that's what I am looking at. And I'm looking at other furthering my education and going to more public health.
There are a number of reasons actually why I decided to do this. One is the fact that I've always felt when I was called into ministry that counseling was a major part of what God wanted me to do. And then I discovered not too long ago that there is actually a law that you can't just go about calling yourself a counselor and start counseling people unless you have not only the adequate training but also the certification from the Ghana Psychology Association. And so those were the motivations which made me want to do it, so that I can encourage others also, particularly since I'm a teacher also, so that I can encourage other pastors that if you do this, you can do your job better. And not only that, but the law requires that you do this so you can help people who are in need. There are a lot of ways in which it will help me to be able to, one, help people who are in need, know precisely what to do to help them, and not only that, help those also who want to help others, so that they can know what they should look for to be able to acquire the skills to help other people. I'm 78. Yeah.
I am a nurse and then a ward manager as well. So I actually decided to go through this course to help my patients who come to the ward and are in crisis. So I think it will go a long way to help my clients that I attend to.
What do you feel about your ward?
I feel great.
Strictly comply with the terms of the academic covenant. Seek the truth and be transformational. And that besides all this, promote the corporate image of the university college. At all times, so far as in me lies. So help me